Alright everyone, welcome back to Vlogmas. If you're new here, hey, I'm Liz, and today I'm back in my kitchen. Guess what? We're going to deep clean it again because I felt it was necessary, but you're actually going to see me deep clean underneath my stove because, yeah, she needed it. She finally needed it, even though I did it like a month ago. Yeah, it was nasty. So, with that being said, if you're new here, again, hey, I'm Liz. I am a full-time working mom outside of the home. We're an apartment living family that reside in New England, New Hampshire. If you've never been to New England, we live in New Hampshire, but it's part of New England. We have 2 beautiful children, and yeah, I make content for you guys here on YouTube, on TikTok. I have some things on Instagram. Sometimes it's over on Facebook. Yeah, I'm all over the place. So if that piqued your interest, I highly suggest you subscribe, turn your post notifications on all. That way you know whenever I upload. And let's get into today's video, shall we? So as you can tell, I'm moving everything off of my stove and my countertops and putting it on the island because it's the easiest way I can do it. I don't have a lot of counter space. The counter space you see, that's literally it. So every other surface I have in this kitchen, I utilize. That's why there's a lot of stuff in the kitchen. But you know what? We have a small apartment. We don't have big quarters, and that's fine. We make do with what we have. And that's what I do. That's why there's shelves on the wall. That's why we have hanging pots over the emergency exit door, which is the door that you see that has all the chip marks out of it. I need to touch that up with white paint. Anywho, that's why I have a bookshelf for a pantry and why the food isn't in the cabinets, because the food used to be in the cabinets when we first moved in and we had an actual table in the kitchen. But as our kids grow and our schedules changed for work, we realized we only needed space really for the kids to eat, not for us to eat. But now I work during the day, so it's one of those things where when the kids eat, they eat at the island, and then we potentially, like especially on the weekends, I wait for my husband to get home to eat, so then we eat together after the kids have had their dinner and they're changed into PJs for bed and stuff like that. But you know, life stuff. So here, now over at the stove, I'm using that Christmas tree all-purpose cleaner I got from TJ Maxx, which smells amazing. It doesn't smell like a Christmas tree. And I'm just wiping down the surfaces. Just gonna give it a lovely, yeah, it needs to be cleaned.
To be married, to pick up the pieces of what you call it here. Now we're here. Well, you've done your best and no one will complain. We're still here. Doing your best, not more than part of here. So shed no tears. Knocking, waiting, hoping.
I will say you're going to see me go over a lot of these surfaces like multiple times, and you know what? It's because I'm pretty sure I know I have OCD. It's never been clinically diagnosed, but it is something that my anxiety is triggered by, especially by not having clean spaces. When things are not tidy and not taken care of, my brain kind of like freaks out a little bit and tells me that I need to clean things, and if it doesn't look, to me, if it doesn't look clean, even though it is clean the first time I clean it, I will have to re-clean it. It's not just twice, 3 times. And it's something that's always been a problem. I'm sure if you've been watching my channel since I first started this back in 2021, the first time, and then when I restarted it, you would have noticed that. It's something that I try to actually like hide when I edit some of these videos and these clips, is to make sure you don't see it. Because it can be something that
can potentially trigger somebody else, and I don't want that to happen. So this is right before pulling out the stove. I'm a very strong woman. So moving stuff like this is not a problem for me. And I didn't do the fridge on this day. I'm actually going to be doing that this current weekend. So right after you see this video, that's when I'm going to be taking care of underneath the fridge too, and the surrounding walls behind it, and deep cleaning the inside of the fridge again. But as you've seen, I move a lot of things, and yes, I've talked about how much pain I'm in, but it doesn't hinder my strength. I am very strong, and that is something I've always held since when I was bigger. If you started watching me in the beginning, I was like three of me in a video as you were watching me clean, and I still have maintained that strength throughout, losing all the weight that I did with the gastric bypass. So I'm really proud of myself for maintaining my strength, because that's not something that people can do throughout their lifetime. And even with all of the debilitating pain that I feel on a daily basis, I am still able to do everything that I need to, especially at work and at home. Granted, I do have some things that I don't let people know that I maneuver around in order to still complete the tasks at hand. But now I am on my hands and knees, as you see, and I'm using hot soapy water, and I am scrubbing this floor. And I got it's like a winter scent from, I think it's Fabuloso, white pine or something like that. My oldest picked it out. It was a really cute bottle, and she said, "Mom, you should use this on the floor." So I decided to, and I decided to use it underneath the stove, the surrounding cabinet areas, and just really getting all that gunk up. And you're gonna see I use the scrub head attachment that I got off of Amazon for my O-Cedar mop in order to get all that stuff off the floor as well. But yeah, you saw how gross it was, and that was just from about a month. Yeah, it's been about a month since the last time I cleaned underneath my stove. I do like to do like a full deep clean every season, but I will pull out my appliances every month. It is something that I make sure I do to make sure that there's nothing living underneath it. You know, we live in an apartment, so field mice are some of those things that can climb into our buildings. We live in an older brick building, so it will find its way in through the cracks, or just like different insects like ants and stuff like that. Things that are normal for apartments, they will crawl in, and I make sure that they are not underneath our appliances, because I don't want to deal with that. It's nasty. And especially where like the outlet for our stove, it's through the wall. It should be attached to the wall, which I should probably just get an attachment and put it on the wall for them, so it's one less thing they have to do, especially when we move out in the future. But that's a future problem. That's on my list. It's on my to-do list. So I'm going to go back to mopping underneath here, and I let this dry before I move the stove back. This is after I fully mopped there and let it dry, and I'm just giving this a nice wipe down on both sides, because if you don't pull out your stove, you don't know what's living on the sides of your stove. And people that have like inserted stovetops on their counters, they're really lucky, because this is one thing they don't have to deal with. The one thing they do have to deal with is all the spaces, the nooks and crannies that are underneath your, what are they called? Your burners and stuff. You really have to be mindful of that, especially if you don't have a cooktop that you can lift up like I do, where it's the electric range. I can lift it up so I can clean the drips underneath, and underneath the drip trays, which I actually have to buy new ones of those today. I'm gonna get black ones, I think. I always generally have the chrome ones, but I really like how the black ones look, especially with the burners, and it takes longer for to tarnish those. The ones that I have, I will do a deep clean on them with Barkeeper's Friend, and I will put them back underneath the sink for when I have to pull them out the next time. But I'm going to push the stove back, and then I'm going to start taking care of sweeping the floor in front of the stove, in front of the coffee bar. And it's going to be a little disjointed because I'm going to go into doing the dishes and stuff like that before actually taking care of the rest of the floor.
To wish us all a
So this is that shelf that stands above my stove. I love this. I got it off of Amazon. I think I talked about it before, where I got it like $25 cheaper than it actually is now, which is insane to think inflation went up that much, because I only got it like maybe 3 years ago. And I got it so I could store my specialty spices and my spray oils on top of my stove. It works like a charm. Here now, taking care of around the sink. As you see, my oldest is just kind of, she was saying something to me. It was something to do with Christmas, and it was really funny, and it caught me off guard, and I just kind of wanted to leave that clip in so you guys see just how normal my days really are. And yeah, there's bits and bobs and times where I'm not in focus, I am in focus, I'm kind of roaming about, and that's just how my brain orbits in a way, where I start something and then I see something else, I need to fix it, and then I go back to what I was doing. It's insanity, but I deal with it on a day-to-day basis. I will have you know though, I was listening to a 90s R&B playlist while cleaning the kitchen, and my girls are now aware of who D'Angelo is, and Lauryn Hill, and Boys to Men. And yeah, they were really like, Mom, what are you listening to? I was just like, this is music from my childhood, not just the 90s country's essential playlist that I listened to. This is also from my childhood, stuff that was playing all the time around the house, and all the classic rock, the alternative rock, like everything that was playing when I was younger. And I'm really mindful about playing songs from my childhood, so my children are aware, like, hey, my mom knows this song, and they can relate to it in some way when they hear it. And I'm trying to broaden their horizon to good music, actually good music, and not just the music that is coming out now, because some of the music that comes out now is not as good as it once was. I don't know if other people feel the same way, but it's kind of scary seeing all the repetitive like beats and tracks that are being sampled in new music from all the older music that I used to listen to. I'm sure you can probably tell what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna be moving things out of the kitchen. Here I'm picking up Zaida. This is our multi-type cat. Basically she's a hybrid cat. She's a Maine Coon Ragdoll American Longhair mix. She sheds like no tomorrow, and I love her. She's so cute. She's such an odd cat, and she's taken to me, which is great. She only likes to be out when I'm home, which is really cute, and it frustrates my husband, but she seems to only really like me. Like right now, she's actually licking my hand as I just have it resting on her, and it's really cute. Or baby kitty, as I like to call her, or Kiki. She's something special. But I wanted to leave that clip in just so you can see more of like me day to day, not overly edited, not overly taken out type of videos, which that seems to be just a norm here on YouTube, or even if you're watching this on TikTok, it's just a norm now, and I don't understand why, because there's so much more to life than just over stylized and over edited clips. And that's why I try and give you as raw and real of clips as possible, because you're seeing my life. I'm putting this out there for you guys to consume as content. And I talked about it in my last video, I'm pretty sure, that I choose to do this. I choose to show you what real life looks like as a mom, as a working mom. And no, my life isn't perfect. Like some days I feel like I'm falling apart at the seams, and some days I feel like I have it all together. And even oftentimes at work, like I may know the answer to things, I may not, and I am very accepting of that. But then there's times where you get the gratification of knowing what you do and being able to show what you can to people so they can understand you and they can understand that, hey, you're a human. I'm not this robot that's going to make everything look aesthetically pleasing and perfect, and that's definitely not me. I like all the nostalgia. I like seeing what I saw when I was younger, having a homey kitchen, having a homey environment for my children to grow up in. Because when you have it as such a sterile palette, they're not going to know what their style is. And it's saddening for me to see with other children that's what they're growing up like. My girls are completely opposites, and I'm so happy for that because of how we have chosen to have them experience things in life. But with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video now. Thank you guys so much for coming back for another video, and don't forget to stay tuned for my next video, and also a Christmas home tour that is coming up in the future. That will be at the tail end of Vlogmas. Bye everyone.